When this video releases, sadly the preview event will be over, and we'll all be going through withdrawals, so I'm filming stuff ahead of time so that I can schedule it to publish and kind of ease into our time off from Legends of Runeterra. I also wanted to share decks that I enjoyed or found success with during the preview event so that people had some inspiration when the game comes back. I'm including the deck codes in the video descriptions of all of these videos if you want to use them as a starting point or try them out when the game comes back. And this particular list is the only list that I didn't brew myself. This is actually Hyped's list. Hyped is somebody who plays for Team Liquid, and I know him from the Artifact scene, and him and I follow each other on Twitter. And I saw him post this list, and it looked right up my alley because I love playing aggro. And so I imported it, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to make sure that I share it with you. So without further ado, let's take a look at the list. Ghost gives something elusive. Think like flying for Magic the Gathering. It makes it so it's hard to block, so that's very important in an aggressive list. And then 3 1-drops that all attack very well. So a 3/2. This is a 2/1, but it does 1 damage to the enemy nexus, so it still swings for 3. Precious Pet is a card that I didn't appreciate enough when I first saw it. When you're on the play and you lead off with this because you play first, even if they have their own 1-drop, it's going to come in stunned, so this guarantees your 2 damage. And then at later stages in the game, you can use this to kind of generate some mind game scenarios. I've really come to appreciate this card in practice. Like, when I looked at it on paper, I was like, oh, it's okay. In practice, this card is actually pretty good. Brothers Bond, it's just +2/+0 on 2 things, but it's a permanent +2/+0, and it goes great on units like Zed, for example, because if you go throw it on Zed, he's got quick attack, but then also his shadow, when it gets created, will be bigger. So it's actually a really solid card in this list. House Spider is just about summoning bodies. Drummer gives other things quick attack. This is really just a 5/1 for 2. Yes, it's got challenge, but you're almost never using it, and it can't block. This is just all about pushing damage. Similarly, if you have a Noxus ally, and you likely do when you play this, this is a 5/2 for 2. Again, we're an aggro deck. Culling Strike, this is about removing blockers, but also one of the more annoying decks to deal with for this list I found was the Shen Fiora list, and this allows you to kill Fiora as long as she's not leveled up, even when she has barrier, because this is hard removal. So Culling Strike is actually a pretty important inclusion in my opinion. Cat is here as your closer and for the attack resets, also has quick attack. Might is also a bit of a burst closer because of the overwhelm. Reckless Trifarian, just an overstated 3-drop, and then Zed, who's very aggressive. For 3 mana, when you're on the attack, you essentially get a 6/4 worth of stats. Zed also has the quick attack as well. The nice thing is that if you've buffed Zed, then Living Shadow gets his stats, so if you play something like Might and then declare attackers, because this has burst, so you can play this and it'll resolve before they get to respond, and then you can jump right into combat, then you're going to get an even bigger Shadow. And if you've leveled up Zed, then you get stats and keywords as well, so something like Might gets even more value if you've leveled Zed up. So that's the list. It's pretty straightforward, very low curve, as you can see. It just tops out at 3 because this wants to go face fast and often, but that's right up my alley. So anyway, when I do these videos, I talk about the list and then I play 1 game so you can see the deck in action, get a feel for it, and we're gonna go do that now. Okay, so we are jumping into a game against Shadow Isles and Noxus. That's gonna be pretty interesting. I, for the most part, am fine with this. I don't think we want the Ghost in the opener. I usually use Ghost as a bit of a closer, but having a 1 and 2 is fine. Legion Drummer is great because it enables quick attack, so we'll keep a second one. And now, with finding another 1-drop, we're kind of on a 1-2-3. Now, interesting, this attacks for more, but because we're on the play, leading off with the Precious Pet means if they have their own 1-drop, we still force the 2 damage in, because it'll enter stunned. And if they don't have a 1-drop, then no harm, no foul. Alright, so they had one. It couldn't have blocked anyway. So a little bit of a bummer. Ended up not mattering, but I think it's still likely the proper play there. This will be very good when we factor in Legion Drummer because of the quick attack stuff. Alright, so they're doing the same thing to us. That's why they were taking so long to think before. So we'll go ahead and continue ours.
I'll do better this time.
And we'll absolutely take these trades. Take the trade into the bigger body. And so we have a dilemma here. We're going to start with this one way or the other. But then we can either develop another minion or we can take the Brothers Bond. I think in a case like this, you traditionally want to develop your board before using your burst stuff. Alright, so they're going to stun that. We're going to let that go. We're going to develop this.
Victory requires a sharp
This is a second spider, so it's possible they're on a spider deck. So we're going to do it like this. So she is supporting this, so this will have quick attack. And then because this has quick attack, we're going to make sure that we eat the bigger of their bodies. Fully expect them to take that trade, but getting a value trade there I think is pretty important. Alright, so this is interesting because this is one of those scenarios where we're going to play this as a bit of a mind game. So if they have another 1-drop here, then it comes in stunned. So they won't get an attack round anyway. And if they don't have it or they keep passing, we're just going to basically play our entire hand.
The world awaits.
And then go straight to combat this next round while also pitching the Brothers Bond. We're also, even though we want this to come in for 5, we're going to challenge this so that we can get that out of the way before they get benefit. And we're going to try to snowball our lead here. Because we're going to have a pretty big lead in terms of board position. And they're thinking about something. So they've clearly got some sort of play.
Reporting in.
We're just gonna keep doing it. And again, we don't want to give them any opportunity to respond with anything other than spells, so we will go straight to combat when the round comes back. This will challenge here, and then we'll probably position it so that one of the 3/2s has quick attack. Oh wow. Now these have burst, so even though we're gonna go straight to combat, so let's do here, here. And we don't want it all stacked on the same spot, right? So spread this out just in case. And then we're going to do this, 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 and this at the end. And then because this has challenge, we want to make sure we try to get rid of that before they get value. And, alright, so they're going to kill that to draw 2. But we're just still hoping that they just don't find spells that are worth it. Because right now, we're threatening lethal. Alright. So they found a black spear. So we got him down to 4.
For the hand.
We have a sizable board. They're going to try to come back, I think, with some sort of counter-offensive. So Thresh is annoying because it eats something, but again, we're just going to keep widening our board because this can't block, and even if Thresh eats something, at this point, we can go straight to combat this next round. And they're going to have to rely on spells to get it done again. So we could play that, but we don't want to give them the opportunity to do anything. We're just going to attack, and I don't even think we drag the Thresh here. Yeah, actually, I think we do. Let's do that. And we get the surrender. So, Fast and Furious, that's the name of the game with this deck, and as you can see, once you kind of get a good lead, you can snowball, take advantage of the quick attack mechanics. It didn't pop up, but as you saw, we get a lot of units that attack for like 4 and 5. So Ghost, when you get somebody low enough, can close out a game because you can pop Ghost, give something elusive, get in there. Yeah, it's a great deck if you like aggro. And if you made it this far, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching the entire video. I hope you consider subscribing, and I hope to catch you in future videos.